Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and this is my first book haul on this channel. I'd actually gone down to a wedding this past weekend and was kind of around the area where they have a Barnes & Noble. There is no Barnes & Noble nearby where I live, and of course I kind of went a little crazy. The first book that I got from my Barnes & Noble trip was a book I'd actually been looking forward to reading for a while. Was Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer. This is a spin-off series to the Lunar Chronicles and follows the android Aiko, and actually I read this yesterday and completely loved it. It kind of felt like the first episode of a Netflix show, I guess is the best way I could describe it. The one thing that I really wish I would have done was, it didn't occur to me before I read this how long it has been since I'd read the Lunar Chronicles. The last book I read was Winter, and that was when it came out, and that was a couple years ago. So before I get my hands on the sequel, I think I'm going to refresh my memory on the rest of the world of the Lunar Chronicles, because it's a series I've been needing to reread anyway. The second book I got from my first Barnes & Noble trip, yes, I made 2 Barnes & Noble trips. The second book I got was The Wrath of the Dawn. I've heard such good things. I've heard this is pretty well liked on Booktube, and I read the back myself, and honestly this looks like a book that I will be very interested. It kind of feels like almost like a Beauty and the Beast kind of a story, at least that's the vibe I got from it. So basically what this story is about is this ruler who takes a new wife every night only for her to die the next day because I think he's somewhat of a monster, and our main girl is the next one that is chosen, but she actually manages to survive the night and they have no idea why, and I think she swears revenge on this man because one of her friends was one of his previous wives that was killed. And honestly, it looks like the setting is very kind of Middle Eastern, kind of Arabian Nights kind of setting, and honestly I've become very interested as of late of reading more stories in this setting after reading Rebel of the Sands. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one as well. The next book that I'm going to show you is The Life and Death Parade by Eliza Wass. And honestly, I looked at this one because it's very shiny, but honestly this book actually sounds very interesting to me. The main character's boyfriend was predicted that he was going to die by a psychic, that his life won't amount to much, and he mysteriously ends up dead, and she is kind of thinking there's something sketchy going on, so she wants to look into this. So honestly, it looks kind of interesting. The next book in my haul is Of the Road by Rachel Hartman, and this is about our main character Tess, who decides that she's not going to conform to the norms of her society, and decides that she's not going to be a proper young lady, and decides she's going to run off. She's running towards something, she just doesn't know what, and that's really the basic gist of what I saw. And honestly, I do like the cover of this. Honestly, the spine I think is very pretty as well. I don't know, I'm just thinking I'm gonna find something in here that this synopsis isn't telling me. Maybe we'll find out she was born a dragon, who knows. But yeah, that was my first Barnes & Noble trip. I decided that my boyfriend and I had went back to Barnes & Noble, and I managed to restrain myself and managed to only get 1 book on that trip, and because this one had caught my eye, and I think I will just show you here, and it was The City of Brass. Honestly, I just was swayed by the beautiful cover. I was thinking of looking for a book with a beautiful spine, and this one is very beautiful as well because it's still very shiny. But honestly, I think I am going to read this for Booktube-a-thon, and for one of my other challenges. Also kind of takes place in a little bit more of a Middle Eastern setting. Like I said with The Wrath and the Dawn, is that I would like to read more books in this setting and see more interesting stories inspired by the Arabian Nights setting. Another book I got was my last Amazon purchase, and this is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, and it is the first book in the Farseer trilogy. I don't know too much about this series, but I've been kind of wanting to read some other big fantasy authors. Robin Hobb is one of them. I'm hoping to at some point read Brandon Sanderson's books as well. I'm hoping to eventually get into more adult fantasy authors as well. Well, there you have it. That was my book haul, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!